This is a Fox 17 Weather Ready Alert.
It is quiet out there, but as we get deeper into the night, we'll be seeing some clouds roll in and then some wintry mix. Nothing to see here in Holland or throughout the rest of West Michigan other than these icons slowly going from clear as they were earlier to cloudy now for South Haven. Still mostly cloudy for the rest of the area with temperatures ranging from 27 on the cold side of Muskegon to 37 in South Haven on the warm side. You can see where that sharp cutoff is of the thicker clouds. It goes from Muskegon all the way back through places like Coldwater. There is a little bit of what at least the radar is showing as precipitation, but as last check, there is nothing hitting the ground. It is a little too dry yet, but there is more moisture back to the west, which is closer to the origin of this big low pressure system. And this is the one that is going to bring us the chance for wintry mix and maybe even some snow through tomorrow afternoon as it passes down to our south. Most recent model runs have been trending a little bit colder, which means that instead of that icy mix, we may see a little bit more of the wet snow mixed in, and I think that'll be most likely after about 5 a.m. But we could get some of that wintry mix falling as early as 3. Temperatures hovering in the upper 20s before jumping up into the 30s as we get into tomorrow afternoon. And we're just cold enough to be dealing with some of that wintry precip, but not cold enough for a lot of accumulation. That part is good, which means overall probably a fairly low impact system, but just a little bit of a glaze of ice or snow, especially at this time of the year, can be enough to cause some problems on the roads. So fast forwarding to around 4 a.m., you see all of this kind of creep up from the southwest. We get into some of that colder air between Holland, Kalamazoo, down through Three Rivers and Coldwater. There could be some wet snow mixing in. Getting towards around 6 or 7 a.m., a lot of this is now positioned up the 96 corridor. So dealing with some falling snow, maybe some tricky travel there. And then this pink is a lot of that freezing rain. So that will be a concern for areas down towards 94. Cold air pocket continues here along 96 through the noontime and early afternoon time frame, which would continue to give us the chance for a little bit of that wet snow through around 6 p.m. Then everything clears out nicely. Accumulations are very minimal though, and even with this most recent model run coming in, only maybe 100th to 3 or 400ths of ice possible. That is enough on bridges and overpasses to not be able to see that glaze of ice, but still be tricky and very slippery as you're driving. So that will be one concern. The other concern is with it being a little bit colder, some of these snow numbers ticking up. I don't think we're getting 2.7 inches of snow in Grand Rapids, but a lot of that will be falling and then melting and compacting. So maybe we're talking half an inch of elevated and grassy surfaces getting some accumulations, but it shouldn't be a road concern. The road concern will pretty much just be a little bit of that ice. So both commutes tomorrow could be a little tricky at times, but once we kick the system out, we warm up Wednesday, so we have no more problems with any active weather really all the way through the rest of the week.